because it's 30 years back, there's a certain amount of memory loss and people revisiting the period and thinking that we did have hits, and there aren't any.
Round and round, up and down, through the streets of your town. Every day I make my way through the streets of your town.
They were the go-betweens, but they might as well have been called coulda, woulda, shoulda. The 80s band that might have conquered the world but somehow never did. This single was perhaps their catchiest, written by the late Grant McLennan. Critics loved them. They were signed to a fashionable label. So what went wrong?
The story is not a usual band story, you know, where the band starts there, the five guys in the pub, and it goes for that amount of time. You know, there's hit singles, there's stadium tours, people are in rehab, and then you write the book. It's not that. We were just a little bit too we were not pliable. We were quite strong. We had strong beliefs, and we were a bit cynical.
Forster taught his college pal McLennan to play an instrument, and the go-betweens were formed. They might have gone further with a bigger label behind them, says Forster. Making their way over in London turned out to be tough.
We didn't have a support system. But, you know, like we didn't have an auntie living down in Bath with a fridge full of food that when things got bad in London, we could just sort of go down and live with auntie and she'd feed us.
Well, you must be unique amongst Australians in not having people like that.
I know. The story of the go-betweens wasn't going to be mirrored in rock biographies, in the life of the Rolling Stones or Pink Floyd with their flush starts and fame. Our path would follow another model. The wrong road, as Grant would one day sing. Progress made in zigzag shape, foreign city seen in poverty, all nerves tested. I recognised this in our fourth year as a band. It was a feeling I had that we just weren't top 40 people. Dressed in a white shirt, with my hair combed straight.
Some of Forster's choices also raised eyebrows. Dismayed by an older generation of rock stars whose hair stayed uncannily youthful, he dyed his own Barnet grey at age 29.
When will change come, just like spring rain? The other thing that I have to add is that I was a great fan of an actor called John Forsythe, who played Blake Carrington in Dynasty. To me, he looked better and more interesting than Jagger or McCartney or Bowie at that time. And I thought,
big claim.
That's the man to try and emulate.
And did you wear the dress to look like Joan Collins then?
No, the dress I was trying to do Emmylou Harris. You know, probably didn't register.
Not even in Australia?
In Australia it did. Australia it did.
The go-betweens had a second wind at the turn of the millennium. But the death of Grant McLennan 11 years ago is the full stop to the story of the stars who might have been.
I'm sad about the go-betweens albums that didn't happen, you know. But greater for me and what I've felt is just the loss of a friend. It just leaves me. A classic example is here. You know, he's not walking in with me and we're going, oh wow, we did you know, we did 2 singles here in 1986. I'm the one that walks in just by myself, you know.
Alas, the go-betweens didn't have the big hit singles, the star on the Walk of Fame, but one thing they can't take away from you, you have a bridge named after you.
It was a complete surprise. It's the first bridge built in the middle of Brisbane in 40 years. I opened it. in 2010. I do drive around Brisbane and I see traffic signs with the go-between bridge, and that may be my legacy as I drive. That could be it.